This podcast was recorded and produced on the stolen land of the Wadawurrung and Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nations. We would like to pay our respects to the elders and traditional custodians of this land. Sovereignty was never ceded. This land always was, always will be, Aboriginal land, and Black Lives Matter.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Miscellaneous Fuzz. This is episode 14. Today we are with Squid the Kid. Hello, welcome.
What's going on? Nice to be here, pleasure. Thank you guys for having me on.
No worries at all.
Thank you for coming through.
First podcast for me, you know?
Yeah! Oh, this is your first?
Yeah.
That's sick. I didn't know it was your first.
No, it was first, so yeah, it's pretty cool. When I got the call, I was like, it's gonna be fun. I watch podcasts all day, so it's like to be on one is like
Yeah.
pretty surreal.
What are your favourite podcasts?
Joe Rogan,
Yeah.
he's the guy. I know a lot of people hate on Logan Paul, but
Yeah.
I watch his one because he's funny.
Impulsive.
Yeah, Impulsive.
I've actually heard that's alright.
I think I like his with George Janko. He's just a comedian, so he's just a cracker.
Yeah, totally.
That third co-host.
You watched one with KSI?
No. Oh, that one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I
dude.
thought.
That was when I saw that. They kept that hidden, and when I saw that on YouTube, I was like,
Yeah.
oh. So I'm big on YouTube, like watching YouTube and stuff. So
I had a feeling, I actually had a feeling about
I'm big on that. So yeah, the KSI episode was sick, just to see like they
kind of come together.
bash each other's heads in. At one point, now they're like homies, you know.
Yeah, I actually thought it was
So that was
interesting
cool.
to watch.
But yeah, those two, I don't know. I can't think off the top of my head, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's alright.
They're just a bunch of MMA. I'm a big fight fan, so
Yeah.
like everything.
Yeah, we've got something in store for that.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's a little thing, just a little thing.
I keep forgetting that.
Don't worry.
But yeah, just a bunch of MMA stuff. So yeah, I don't know. We'll get into that, I guess.
But yeah, I guess we're back. It's the first episode back for us as well.
Yeah,
Obviously,
it's been a
pandemic
while.
things, we've been stuck inside. We basically made the stance, took a hard stance, just go, nah, we're not doing it. We want guests. We want to be in person.
Yeah,
Fuck
yeah.
COVID.
Because like how much could we talk about by ourselves? Like we got to a point where we're just like, it's gonna be like, who the fuck's gonna listen to this?
Exactly.
Like,
Oh,
two
no.
randoms talking? It's true.
It's true.
It's true. We're like we want to have people on because it's like
Yeah.
it's so. Also, as well, it's just good to like get to know artists like within the local scene. I think like there's a lot of people that deserve some shine.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely,
we want to talk to
definitely.
people like you, people who are really, basically here in Melbourne, just kind of building a name for themselves. And actually, you've been on a really good run, especially recently,
Yeah.
despite everything that's going on in the world.
Yeah.
And I think, even speaking for me and Kira, we really appreciate and love to see people who have taken the situation we're in and actually turned it into something. So you've come out with more rather than less.
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
think
yeah.
you're a great example of that as well. So you
Thank
should
you
be,
guys. Yeah, thank
definitely
you.
a pound in the back.
and that
for
hasn't been easy to do. I think this has been one of the toughest industries to be in right now.
Oh, definitely.
Like music
yeah,
industry.
music. Even before the pandemic.
Yeah.
Like it's just
Yeah.
hard in general.
Yeah.
But the pandemic just made it 10 times harder, I
Yeah.
think. So yeah, to be able to get the opportunities that I've been getting, especially in these lockdown times. Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
grateful,
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know how these things come about, but I guess it's just hard work and
things
100%.
things happen, I guess.
Things happen in interesting ways. But
Yeah.
just for everyone, would you like to give us just a quick rundown of who you are, what you do in the industry as Squid the Kid?
Yeah, so Squid the Kid's my rap name. My real name's Matt, so nothing.
That's found out today.
Yeah.
We're
No,
trying to Google.
yeah.
We're like, we don't want to just walk in and be like not knowing what his name
Nah,
is.
Yeah,
when I meet you guys in person, it's just, I ain't bougie like that, so
No.
feel free to call me Matt. I'm not, Squid the Kid's just a stage name,
Yeah.
I just never saw myself selling records as Matt, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah.
So Squid was cool. But yeah, I'm just a up and coming rapper / singer, like jazz fusion type.
Renaissance man, really,
type
honestly.
artist. Yeah, yeah.
You really have that. I really
Thank-
see you have that on lock. You do really tap into a few different genres, and you've really been kind of expanding out with the singles you've actually been putting out.
Yeah.
And especially recently, what you've come out with, particularly recently, was I remember when we were originally talking about having you on, you'd released Drunk Thoughts, but even more recently, you've released KOZY SZN. I'd love to hear a bit more about that and kind of what that is and where it's come from.
Yeah, so the KOZY SZN track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I wrote that the second quarter of the year. I think at that point in time, it was a mad beat. So shout out to my guitarist Kane, my homie Kane.
Yeah.
He made that beat. Yeah, and it's crazy because Daniel's, for the longest time, Daniel's been the main guy, and Kane just does his thing here and there. But for him to get into the main seat was cool to see. So that got me inspired. But in terms of the track, that KOZY SZN track, how that came about. I think it was just like a lot of cozy, like, because me and the boys, you know, the Cozy Kids.
Yeah.
That we were starting our YouTube channel, so
Yeah.
that we were filming that, and then the merch was coming out. So our clothing brand, Cozy Clothing, that was coming out.
Yeah. Which we'll get you to break down as well.
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
Yeah.
And then, I think we were going to the snow and shooting some stuff. So it was just like winter, cozy. So when I got the beat, when Kane was like, yeah, time to write on it,
Yeah.
the first thing that came into my head was like KOZY SZN. Like, you know, just that vibe, just that thing we stand for. Because, I don't know, I was working on that, like, different aspects of the whole cozy brand.
Yeah.
So I think that's just the only thing that was running through my mind. That's how it came
So
about.
that track specifically then, so that was deliberately written for kind of Cozy as a like clothing brand specifically?
No, I think it's more so just the brand in general.
Yeah, totally.
But
Okay.
it helped out that everything else was
Yeah.
coming, like the brand was starting, and
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just cool how like sort of like the creative side works. You know, like things.
Yeah.
You know, I just made it just for a banger, but you know,
Kinda
to
work.
coincide with everything else, it just
Yeah.
made sense. You know.
That's super interesting because I remember like that was that's just something I was super curious about. So I remember always seeing like your connections with like the idea of cozy. You use a lot, obviously like all of your music has a lot of connections to things like winter, obviously being
Yeah.
cozy.
You don't like summer.
I don't.
You know,
I don't.
This
can
man
tell.
decked out a North Face jacket
Yeah,
right now.
100%.
It's nearly summer.
Yeah, 100%. I'm still going hard. I'm forcing it right now. You know.
Why don't you like summer? Break that down.
I'm very into fashion
Yeah.
and clothes, so wearing bare minimum stuff annoys me.
I feel that.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
I hate summer
It's-
clothing.
Yeah.
It's always ugly.
Yeah, 100%. I just like, I don't know, like wearing shorts and a t-shirt is like,
Kind of dead.
Well, now you have the cozy t-shirts.
100%, so I can rock that.
Yeah.
I don't know, I just like, you know, the layers and you know, mix and
It's-
matching different, you know, pants and tops. and
Yeah.
It's-
it's just nice.
It's super funny you bring that up because I remember actually having a conversation with Kira recently about the idea of like being annoyed by summer because it's like shit you can't layer shit because it's so warm.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
so warm.
Yeah.
Fashion is like 90% layering. Like you can look like a cool fashion person if you just like layer random shit.
Yeah,
And
100%.
it's like, yeah, that's fashion.
It's really what you put together, you know.
Totally.
But don't get me wrong. I feel like I feel like I'm a hater on summer, but I'm not actually. Like summer's cool. Like I know everyone's a bit more happier in summer. Like when I'm at the beach, just chilling, you know, like laying down. That's a nice vibe
Yeah.
too. But I don't know. I just strive in the cold weather. Like I'm
get that.
you know, I don't know. It's just nice and relaxing to just work on stuff. Like when it's too hot, I'm done, man. I can't. I'm out, man.
Yeah.
The only reason why I like the sun is just to ride my bike, but other than that,
I feel that.
not having it really.
What's cool about your tracks as well is like I feel like the vibe is because it's very feel good. It's very like jazz infused. It almost feels very summery, but then a lot of your themes are almost like winter. It's
Yeah,
like a really interesting crossover.
That's a good point. Actually, I just realized that recently. Like, because you know when you think of a summery tune, you're like,
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
vibes, this that, summertime. Whereas when you think of winter tunes, it's just like sad and mellow.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
like, you know, I'm a happy dude. You know, I'm
Yeah.
chilling. I'm a carefree kid. So I don't know. I just wanted to bring that sort of upbeat tempo into the winter season where like so people can enjoy it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's not
Totally.
can't be all sad like during the cold months. You know.
Yeah, like I think you really project like to me when I first started looking into your music, getting more familiar with what you do. Like I really love a lot of the stuff you make, and
Thank you,
something that really stood out to me is you project a really strong sense of optimism. I
Yeah.
think you're very easygoing. Like when I was looking through things as well. Easy comparison to people like what comes to mind is someone like even like a Mac Miller who has like this kind of
Rest
like
in peace,
omnipresence and rest in peace Mac
Yeah,
Miller.
that's the guy.
But yeah, like it's just this kind of resting optimism you have, and it's almost always present in any type of like appearance you've made. Like, you just always have this like kind of sort of like a cheeky smile type of vibe.
Yeah,
You've got some banter always with you, and actually something really cool about that juxtaposition as well, like between like the summery, like the more summer-esque music and that kind of like the winterish theme is like the way I like to think about it is you've got this like kind of winter themes, but the summery music kind of brings warmth in the winter.
Yeah.
In a weird way. That's
That's
kind of
right.
how I
Yeah,
like to
different
think
kind of
about.
warmth, yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I do. That's why I make music. Well, it accidentally happened, to be honest, but I'll take it. I guess I'm just trying to.
What do you mean by accidentally?
No, because I just make
Yeah.
music. I don't
Yeah.
I don't pre-plan these
Yeah.
things. I don't.
No.
When I write, I just write, and obviously like me and the guys like that up tempo stuff. But
Yeah.
I like winter and I write
Yeah.
based on real life and what I think is going on in the world right now. So It just sort of happened, you know. If we just mixed the two worlds together, so
Yeah.
I don't know, it came out cool. But then now it's like a theme. You know what I mean?
Totally.
It's like a theme now. So
Do you think that's something you'll carry on as well, especially now with the KOZY brand? Like,
oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I think next year though, I wanted to make a point that I'm obviously known for like the groovy, the funky stuff, but definitely next year I wanted to switch it up because you can only keep doing the same thing.
Yeah,
of course.
Amount of times, and then people are gonna get bored of it, and I just needed a reset on the music, so I'm just trying to experiment and figure out new ways to create a new sound.
Yeah.
But so yeah.
Any particular influences like
on the new sound?
Yeah.
Fuck.
I know that's hard to. I know it's a hard question.
Yeah, that is a hard question.
Yeah.
Maybe better, like, what's in the current rotation, maybe, at the moment.
Dude, my current rotation's weird as. You wouldn't expect me to listen to, like, this stuff. Dominic Fike's right now.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know. I found him recently.
Yeah.
He's just a feel-good guy.
Recently, really?
Yeah, like May-ish.
You know what's mad funny? I always thought, like, just kind of thinking of your music and what you do, I actually thought you may have drawn a bit of inspiration from Dominic Fike. So I actually think when I hear Dominic Fike, I kind of think about what you're doing actually in sound and stuff like that. I'm like, I could see like some parallels there. So that's super interesting.
I only found it recently, but it's cool. I think that's another reason why I've connected with him too, because I just find so much in him. He's just like a carefree cat, and he just makes music like just so like not effortlessly, but like you could tell he just has fun with it. I think.
Yeah. He's got range as well.
Yeah, he can rap, he can sing. He's crazy, and the way he plays guitar is mad. So he definitely inspired me to play the guitar more recently. So
we saw him at the corner a
couple
years ago, and he was great.
Yeah, he's cool. He's
Such
cool.
a
I want
great
to sing.
live
I feel like his live stuff is definitely better than the studio versions.
I agree.
His voice, I don't know what it is. I respect the vocal production on all his records, but I don't know, watching his live performances on YouTube, like his raw voice is mad, and his arrangement of his songs, like from the studio versions into the live, it's just nice.
Those are always stunning. And again, to draw back to you a little bit, but like something again, I also really appreciate you, even still being an up and coming artist, is the people you're around. You seem to be around a lot of live instrumentalists and people who are multi-instrumentalists, and the way in which these people help you bring your sound to a live set is fucking incredible. Like, I mean, I've had the opportunity to watch a few of your little live sets now, like with obviously the Vans Musicians Wanted, that we'll talk about in a moment. Even the few things you've done with the Collie Hebe on the side. It's super beautiful, and it gave both of us like a greater appreciation of your music. And I think that's what helps with a lot of artists is like when they come to live sets and they're changing the arrangement, they're setting up like live instruments, and to see someone like kind of as yourself, like kind of still coming up, developing your sound, having the ability to put shows on like that and do those things is incredible, and it gives so much more value to like the actual music itself. Yeah,
for sure. No, thank you, man. That means a lot, and I think that comes into like just jamming out. I think that's how I fell in love with music. I've been around, for example, Daniel Kane and Montel, our bassist now, since high school. So we've just been jamming out since then. And I think, when you start music, a lot of people, my career is like opposite. Like you generally think like the studio version, like you work on the studio versions first, like in the studio trying to build your repertoire there and then bring it to the live. But I feel like I have so much more work to do in the studio. But just because I've been jamming out for these many years, like the live stuff's just cool. So
I have to admit that's super interesting to hear, because I'd actually say that's really helpful in a way to like be working in the opposite direction, because I find that if you're so comfortable in more of like a jam out kind of live thing, you translate it over a studio. Obviously there's a bit of a clinical nature to the studio that's hard to get used to after being 100%. Super organic and having to translate that in. It's like a lot of people like trying to enter the studio for the first time. So like in the group of my mates that we work around, we're all hip hop artists. We do a lot of freestyling. We fuck around with that. And we're all super comfortable in that environment. But then as well, when you try to translate that energy into studio environments, which are a bit more clinical, it's like, okay, I got to get this right. Something changes. It's like being in this podcast
Especially
setting.
when you're paying for studio time. This time's money, and you're sort of like, okay, we need to get this stuff done in this amount of time.
Well, exactly.
That pressure can be overwhelming.
100%. But with the the performance stuff, it's just carefree. You're just having fun.
Exactly.
So I think out of all the things that to do with music, definitely performing live is my favorite.
Yeah.
But shout out to all the guys I play with. It's just a blessing. Like to be able to be best friends with like Daniel and Kane that I've been around since like I could remember, and then Montel just coming sliding in, and the funny thing with Holly, like she did me a favor for the first show because, and then ever since then we just sort of clicked, and she loves playing with us, loves jamming out. So I'm blessed to have her in the band, and just her presence is crazy, man.
Yeah,
she's an amazing artist.
You need to get her on the show, Holly.
Yeah.
We'd love to have Holly on.
Yeah, I don't know when this is coming out, but her single just dropped today, so.
Oh shit! Really?
Check it out.
We're gonna check that out. Yeah. Shout out Holly. Go check out that single.
Yeah.
We'll link it down in the description. We'll link that down in the
What's the
description.
single called?
Yeah.
Alright, Holly.
Hit her up.
Holly, it's like 10 a.m. I'm about to listen to it on the way home. I love you, I promise. Don't hate me, man. I'm about to I haven't even shared it yet.
It's right. We got you covered. We're gonna chuck that down in the description below.
Yeah.
Show Holly Hebe some love. Part of Ivy Music Group. Same with Squid. Awesome.
Shout out guys, man.
Beautiful instrumentalist. Beautiful vocalist. Everything. So yeah.
Yeah, blessed to be surrounded. Definitely, my band, they just, and the cool thing about my band, everyone is like an expert in what they do.
Yeah.
Like from Daniel being an expert on the drums to Kane, etc., etc.
How'd you all meet?
So yeah, me and Daniel have known each other since grade 3.
Yeah.
So I've known that cat for long. Kane, high school, so year 7. Montel he's a year below us, but he did advanced music, so that's where we came into contact.
Yeah.
And then Holly we're part of the same management, so I just needed a keyboard player for the first gig, and she was like, I'll come, I'll help you out, and she's been magic ever since.
Yeah.
Shout out Marcus Kett, Strangelove, because he's a big like part of creating my live sound, so I can't forget about him. It's just the only reason why I've got Montel now is because Montel lives around the corner, and Marcus he's a genius, man. He's so busy, so it's just he was gonna end up doing his own thing anyways. But I love him to death, so shout out.
I was listening to that track you worked on with him this morning, actually on the way. Yeah. He actually is a genius. Like his structure, the way he puts things together, it's got such a rhythm. It's really good stuff. And having you as addition to that track as well was actually really strong. Like it really gave it like that progression forth. But that's super interesting that he's like an integral part of that. I didn't realize how much connection you guys actually had.
Oh nah, I've learned a lot from him. I'm just working with him. The amount of times we did. But just having him in the studio with the band, and having his like just the arrangement tips and just the way he articulates things and plays the bass. It's cool because even with Holly, this goes for Holly as well. Yeah. Like they do a different genre to what I do. But for them to come in and just gel with me, Kane and Daniel, like fuck. Yeah. It's crazy. Like I didn't expect us to be so like the chemistry was there from the start. So it's just, I've been blessed.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. It's great to have everyone on the same wavelength, especially when you're all on the same management with Ivy and stuff like that. Yeah. I was actually going to ask, kind of speaking about live music as well, like again, we said this off camera, but a big congratulations. You were recently part of the Vans Musician Wanted and actually was a finalist, which
shout
was
out Vans.
super surreal. Shout out Vans.
Shout out my family.
Oh, hey, you got them on.
I have a Vans bag in the background, but I'm not going to drag it out.
Hey, shout out. We love Vans Australia, man.
Got Puma, but
so like, how did you get that opportunity? Because that's a pretty big deal.
That was sick. So Ashley, shout out my little sister from work, Ashley. She hit me up one night, and she's like, "Oh, you should join this." And I'm like, "Yeah, right." So I just did my thing, and it took ages. I thought it took ages for them to get back to me, to be honest. So like a 2-month process or something. Yeah. And then I got the email. And I was like, no way, this is crazy. Yeah. Because I'm a big sneakerhead as well. So
and Vans are a classic brand.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I always said I've been wearing Vans since I was like, my mom put me on like Vans since I was young and going to school and stuff. Yeah. And I always said like, being a sneakerhead, I was like, I want to, I've always wanted to have a sneaker deal, like, like Drake's got a sneaker deal and stuff. Like, all these artists are getting sneaker deals, so I'm like, I want to get on that. That'd be cool.
Squid Vans?
KOZY Vans?
KOZY Vans?
That would actually
those are actually
that would be a cool
sick.
colorway. Like
I'm going to show you something later. I'm going to show you guys something later.
Yeah, please. I would love to see it.
Is this like an special one?
Trying to work on something.
Okay, cool.
Trying to work on something.
All right.
Like a bit of a draft. But, anyways, so I just did that and, signed up and they got back to me and I was like, fuck, this is crazy. So that whole experience was surreal. Just to be with a company that I love and that I've always wanted to, that I've always worn.
Can you break down what you actually did?
The process?
Yeah, and what actually is can you explain just to people at home that don't have the context, just kind of,
so essentially, there's a bunch of people applied for this competition, and I'm been blessed to be one of 15 around the world. And out of 30,000 people that applied,
that's
one of 15 is
that is
pretty
insane.
that was already a win. I want
Yeah, totally.
And it was I was, just to give some context, at that point in my career, at that point this year I was going on a slope, far nothing's working out.
Yeah.
Everything's going bad. But to get that sort of recognition from Vans was sick. But essentially we just had to. So the winner got to perform with YUNGBLUD.
Yeah.
That UK rock star.
Yeah.
Open up for him at I don't know if it was his show or a festival.
Yeah.
Somewhere. I don't know. But so that was what the winner got. But we just had to literally perform a 2-song set.
Yeah.
And share that with the world. And we got judged by the likes of Denzel Curry, obviously YUNGBLUD himself. I think, what's her name? Julia Michaels.
Julia Michaels.
I'm hating.
Yeah. She's on smoke. No.
I'm coming, man.
Julia Michaels did you dirty. All right?
She did, yeah.
I watched that shit. I'm like, oh.
I was so surprised because I'm like, who heard her? I didn't she's so
man.
deep, and I'm just we're watching it. It was just I'm thinking it's okay to
You
not
got
like
done.
a genre of music, but you don't need to share it. I don't know. It was so odd. I found that really
There was
surprising.
no commentary. She was like, no,
Yeah,
not
she
mine.
just didn't care. She just came 3 out of 10. You know what? Shout out to her because that's giving me so much I wake up thinking about that every day, and I just go, honestly, that. But
Yeah, that Julia Michaels.
Hey, we're
I
coming,
find
man.
Yeah, I found it so surprising because I'm thinking she's a pop singer and songwriter, right?
Yeah.
I feel like what you guys do, it's not too far from
Yeah,
pop.
put the fuck. Yeah, especially 100%.
So I found that so odd. Anyway,
Yeah,
that's okay. But everyone else was pretty.
Yeah.
Everyone else was cool.
Sean Miyashiro was pretty.
88
on
Rising.
Yeah, shout out. That was nice.
That was cool. He's got people who's on his roster?
Joji,
Joji,
Rich
sorry.
Brian.
Yes.
There's a ton of other artists.
Yeah,
There's Nikki.
Yeah, that's right. So just to get, I don't know, just for him, apart from Julia Michaels.
It's fuck Julia Michaels on this podcast.
Yeah, 100%. We're coming.
Yeah.
I'll meet her one day and just be like,
I remember that.
Thanks for that.
Hey,
Thanks for
that 3 out of 10 got me up there.
Yeah, we joke about it all the time, but no, it's cool. Just to I'll speak on Denzel because he's the one I follow the most.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
totally.
Just for him, for example, just to have fun with my stuff.
Yeah.
And critique my stuff.
Yeah.
It's just this early on in my career, it's wow.
That's amazing.
That's
you just
surreal.
gotta take this into account. I'm like, wow, it's crazy. I never thought I'd, get him, the likes of him and obviously the others on that panel just talking about my stuff and about my music, something that I care about so much. But yeah, shout out to Q, because even though Julia Michaels did dog me, no matter who the judges were, Q the trumpet would have won. He's a G.
It was phenomenal.
He is mad.
Yeah.
He's crazy. Technicality wise,
Yeah.
I definitely have a long way to go, and that's what I learned from that whole experience. I think.
Totally.
It was Q set was great.
Mad.
I did watch pretty much most of them. I watched for you specifically, but I did watch them all, and that was hard to beat. That was a good solid set.
You know what? It sucks. He had to go first. Why are you
He
gonna
went
put him
first too. Yeah.
I was. We got the little snippets before the show because we never got to see the show. When you guys watched it, was the first time we watched it.
Yeah.
And then we just saw the trumpet. I'm like, we got this, boys. We got this. But when Q went and he did his first song, me and the boys were texting each other no, it's over, right?
Hey.
It's over. But no, it's cool. It was.
But to get selected out of that many people, like you said, that's already a win. I obviously saw something in you guys.
Okay.
And then at that point, it's picking it.
Yeah, 100%. I definitely take things for granted like that. I don't take those things for granted, sorry. I just appreciate all these moments. So I'm just blessed to be, one of the finalists in that thing. And Vans is a mad company that, they're mad to work with. They're so accommodating.
Yeah.
They've been sending me a lot of stuff, so shout out to them. But it's just mad. But yeah, just even getting critique from professionals like them again is you take these things back and learn from it. So
yeah,
it's cool.
100%.
But no, it was mad. It's probably the best thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
And I guess during lockdown too, even
exactly
more so.
right. Yeah, because we were supposed to do a show, because KOZY SZN was supposed to be planned to come out and doing a single launch. So the fact that me and the guys just love jamming out wherever that is, we don't care. So just to be able to share some music with, you know, everyone in the world.
Is
That'd be cool.
Single launch still in the works by chance?
Yeah, we try to get a booking for the end of the year, but you know, everyone's just going hard in the gigs, so we couldn't get one. But definitely early next year, first quarter. Hopefully a headline show. You guys are gonna come out.
Definitely, we're gonna go to one of your shows, and on that night,
that's when lockdown got announced.
Lockdown literally got announced.
Oh, you guys were coming to the acoustic gig.
Yeah. We're
like, we've got to see who this artist is. Like, we're really excited.
Right. Yeah.
And we're like, just like geared to go. I think like we're
because I was supposed to come on that day after.
Yeah, exactly. Correct.
That's right.
We're gonna talk about it. We had it all planned out. Watch him live, and then we'll talk about the set.
Yeah.
And like,
I'm sort of glad you're coming to like an actual show with the band.
Yeah.
Because that's like my bread and butter. Acoustic one was just like, I don't know.
A bit of a challenge.
It'll go hard.
Yeah, I've always loved Bieber. You know that acoustic album?
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm a Bieber fanboy, man, honestly. He's the GOAT. So to do it, like, get a chance to do an acoustic gig is like living my like childhood dreams, you know?
That's pretty great.
But it'd be cool for you guys to come out to actual like proper show.
We'll be there, like 100%. Soon. If you get those dates, just send them through.
Yeah, 100%.
100% want to pull through.
100%. It'll be fun.
Is that going to be with people from Ivy Music Group as well?
In terms of like supports?
Or is it just going to be a?
I don't know.
Show?
I don't know.
We'll find out.
We'll find out. Yeah, the boys, Geordie, shout out Geordie and Brody, man. They look after all of us, so.
Yeah.
I know they're pretty smart with the moves and decisions they make, so I just leave it up to them.
Yeah. So for context, Ivy Music Group is a Melbourne record label, management label.
Yeah, management. Yeah, management, so to speak.
So it's 4 artists. So it's you, Holly Hebe. Is that how you pronounce it? Holly
Hebe?
Hebe, Marcus Ketch, and
Jake
Kira.
Yeah. So it's cool. But we're all different. Yeah. So that's what makes it fun. All different, all very different, unique in our own sound. So yeah, I don't know. Shout out, they make it work. The boys, they love it. They love what they do. That's the main thing. So we're just I've been lucky to find them because, you know, you hear a lot of stories, even with the big dogs, like in the industry, like, oh, my manager fucked me over, that, record label.
How'd you get picked up?
Yeah, how did that relationship come about?
So Daniel worked at Platypus with Geordie. And at that time, I was just managing myself, and I was like, man, I just want to focus on the music.
Yeah.
I want to get better at that and let other people take care of the business, you know? So I was like, fuck, blah, blah. And then, I don't know, it randomly came about, like, perfect timing because Daniel was telling me about, like, this little story between him and their artists. Like, they just, I don't know. So, like, they were just headstrong about something and, I don't know, whatever. Things happened and I really respected how how Geordie and Brody went about that situation.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, it'd be cool to get to meet them and stuff. And I was like, oh, look, I'm looking for management. I want you guys to come over, this, that. And yeah, I think what got me was their just morals in life, like their family values and stuff. Yeah. So I'm pretty much family orientated with all my homies as well. So I think that's what got me. And they just care about music, good music, and they just want to look after, you know, their artists. Yeah. So that's what got me. And yeah, it's been a mad journey ever since. So yeah, I've been lucky with a lot of things in music, but it's all due to them, to be honest, because they just want what's best, you know. Yeah.
That all sounds great. It is hard to find management and just people in the industry that actually care about the artist. 100%. Not just what they can get from the artist.
Yeah, you definitely hear the stories about, like, you know, managers being greedy and stuff, but they don't care. They've asked, in terms of like financial wise, they've asked nothing from me. Yeah. They put me first. They put my well-being first, and they put the music first, which is the main thing. So now shout out them.
Shout out Nam, like up and coming NARM management and stuff in general. Like there's so much cool little there's so much small little management pockets and record labels and companies that are operating and really focusing on up and coming artists who are doing so much as well. Like I mean, even last episode we had Gabby from Rude Baby on. Shout out Rude Baby. Yeah, but she does some amazing stuff. She does a lot of booking. She does artist management. She does the most as well. And she's another person like in that type of field who's doing like a whole lot for artists and stuff. And again, shout out to Brody very specifically, who actually we got to have a chat with as well. He's done so much as well, and he's been super great, and he's been such good.
Yeah, he's a cracker, man.
Yeah,
he's a cooker.
He seems like he's onto everything. It's great, and he's super lovely.
We have a laugh.
Super lovely.
I don't know. Nah, that's my guy, man. That's my guy. So, shout out to them. Really,
it was really cool just to even have Brody reach out, and he seems like he's very in tune with stuff that's going on, and can really just was great that he even made the connection with us because we were super excited to even hear about Ivy and stuff like that. But actually, speaking of kind of gigs as well, like I know previously you actually did a sold out show at Laundry, was that right? With Jay Kira, you two.
Me and him, that was cool. Got to headline a show there. At a spot that I used to go clubbing at when I was a young boy.
Laundry's
Laundry, especially for hip hop and stuff.
We don't. There's not many spots.
No, not really. Yeah, in terms of like clubbing wise.
But
it's kind of the best we have.
When you're fresh 18, in my ends is Empire. Shout out Empire, the local. Or there's Laundry in the city. I'm not a big clubbing guy, anyways. But those are the only two that I went to.
Yeah.
But it just came around full circle. Like, it's I don't know. The first show did well. That little showcase thing we did. And then the people, I don't even know her name. I think it's Tilly or something. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong there, but she like wanted to book me and Jay for a headline show. So I don't know, it was cool. It was surreal to pack out that spot and just sell that thing out. Oh man, that was sick.
Yeah,
that mosh pit was mad too.
That's great because like I know that's the thing. We've been a few gigs at Laundry as well, and it seems like it's becoming a bit more of a spot where I'm finding that there's a lot of shows that are being held there now, especially for like it involves a lot more emerging artists, which is actually really cool to see.
That's cool, yeah.
That they're cool with that, and they've been kind of help fostering
putting
that.
us on,
Yeah, it's kind of funny because you kind of we have this association with Laundry, especially here in Melbourne. That's kind of like a clubbing type of, it's a clubbing thing. It's hip hop, like it just still is. But the fact that there's like always this involvement with like getting artists on, booking artists, and there's like all these like kind of indie shows that are going on just in the usually upper floor. From what I know, there's a couple lower floor I know they do, but. Yeah, it's just super cool to see that that's kind of being fostered and all these other like small venues. Do you have a preference for venue, like for the ones you've like played at? What's your favorite venue you've played at essentially?
Oh, I haven't done much to be honest, but definitely the first one, the Workers Club. I don't know, just the sound in that, the acoustics in that.
Workers Club.
And the sound engineer was cool. Shout out to that guy. We want him back. I've never. It was crazy because that was the first time we played together. Me and the guys. That was the first show we ever did. That's when Holly and Marcus helped us out.
Yeah.
But I don't know what happened that night, but it was mad. Like everything was perfect. Like timing wise, the run out. Oh man. Oh, it was just cool. But definitely the Workers Club so far. But. Yeah. No, shout out Laundry as well because I feel like I'm dogging it. Shout out them, but definitely the Workers Club. I don't know, maybe because it was the first one and that
100%.
It's like the first love sort of
thing.
But
it is a good venue. It is a really
good venue. It is really nice, and they put a lot of up and coming artists on, to put their own shows on. So shout out them, people over there.
But again, that's like kind of what's beautiful about this city in general. Like Nam has a lot of spots. Like again, if you look at anywhere else in Australia, you're not going to find the type of culture we have here in Nam.
The art scene.
It's really popping, and again, we have all these venues that put on artists and and even niche pockets. Like I know sometimes even hip hop gets shunned a little bit, like up and coming hip hop gets a bit shunned, like up and coming hyper pop gets a bit shunned. But there's like all these venues that are popping up and have been existing for a while that actually give us the opportunity to cultivate those scenes. And I don't think you're gonna find that anywhere else. I think 100%. That's super special to kind of like where we live and being able to connect and find those pockets because you won't find them anywhere else. Yeah, like just kind of funny. Like I think something we always speak about as well is this idea that Nam is such an interesting place in Australia as a whole because it's really starting to develop its own sound and its own, autonomy outside of kind of being connected to things like America and all the influence that comes out of there. Yeah. And we're finding more and more when we speak to artists and get the opportunity, like even myself or Kieran independently get the opportunity to talk to people who are making music, what we're finding is people actually, instead of listing usually just American artists as kind of like their inspiration, we're talking about like Australian artists, talking about people like Barasura, we're talking people like
Barra, you crazy.
Which is super cool because it's showing that there's this community that's being built, and I don't think we've ever really felt that before. I think that's very recent.
Do you feel like there is more of like a, I guess, Australian or like Melbourne Nam sound going on right now that's distinct to America? Like, what are your thoughts?
The thing with Melbourne is just everyone's different.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not, because the thing with me, and I need to do a better job at this, but just working with more artists and like you like before this podcast, you guys were telling me about all these artists that I've never heard of. And that's because I just stay like with my guys and just work.
Yeah.
So I've never really got a chance to, branch out and take a second to listen to what's really going on in Melbourne. I just focus. Me and the guys just work and focus on our craft, and that's it. So, but the guys who I have come across, and follow and support, everyone's been so different in terms of the Melbourne sound. So, like, you know, with the UK, like they got their distinct sound.
Yeah.
America's got their, you know, the mumble rap stuff at the moment. And they've got their specific sound. But with Melbourne, I think that's another reason why Melbourne's been, like, it's taken a while for us to be put on the map. It's just because there's no distinct sound yet.
I agree. No, that's
apart from the drill stuff. The drill stuff has, like,
that's popped off more
yeah,
recently.
with, like, you know, you got your 1-4, you got your HP. Shout out HP boys. That's 3976. Yeah. They're popping off now because, you know, that's what people look at. Like, people look at, you know, Australia as right now. That's what's popping off. Drill. But
which
in terms
in
of
itself, though, it is inherently, like, even though there is a specific, like, I guess, Melbourne sound,
yeah,
it is still inherently coming from, like, that UK sort of
yeah,
influence.
exactly, yeah.
But I guess inherently nothing's ever original. But
Yeah,
it's just
100%,
interesting
yeah.
to, like, see the lineage.
Yeah, exactly. You're not wrong. But yeah, I think that's why we've just been it's just taken a longer route for us to pop off. Just because everyone's so different, which is not a bad thing. That's what you want in music. You want everyone.
Yeah, be different.
You don't want everyone to be the same because then you just listen to the same thing. So I like that. But in terms of, like, you know, mainstream media, and what people's attention span on social media and stuff, it's like they want to, you know what the UK sounds like. You know what you know, the Jamaicans sound like with the reggae.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So
exactly.
now it's just like, what does Melbourne sound like? It's just a bunch of you know, different things. That's why it's so hard for people to, you know, be captivated by what we're doing.
It's hard to put people. I think this is, like, a really great thing about it. It's hard to put it in a box. You can't give it a set category because that might be because we live in this ecosystem a little bit. So from, like, a lens, like, if you're outside of Australia, if America, they might be able to put it a bit more of a box because what they see is, you know, drill, HP boys, 1-4, whatever's going on. But I suppose because we live in kind of, like, the music ecosystem here and we see all the artists and stuff, we see so much different things as well.
Yeah.
And because inevitably everything's derivative to some extent, but because we see so much of it, but it's just interesting how I feel like everything's starting to shift where there's similarities in sound, but we're kind of finally making our own bubble. Like there's less of a need now in NAM to reach out to the Americas. There's, like, because we're formulating that ability to, you know, foster a community and actually have that.
The internet helps with that.
The internet helps a heap, yeah.
I think, like, you especially, you really play to, like, I saw you almost doing, like, vlog style videos.
Yeah,
like,
stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
we want to talk about that, actually.
Yeah, we need to.
Going back to the fighting situation. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Speaking of this, I've got.
I think I got a go, guys. Oh my god!
I need you to answer something for me. I need you to answer something for me.
Yeah.
Why, when I first heard about you, why did I see more of your ass than your actual face? I need you to explain yourself right now. All right. Why do I...
break down the situation. Break down the bet.
No, so I work with... So Brandon's my guy, fellow KOZY Kid, fellow crew member. That's my guy. That's my big brother. But yeah, we work together. And we just... I don't know, me and him, he's like a big bro, little bro situation.
I got that vibe, yeah.
Where I'm, like, old enough now, like, I can take on the big bro, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just talk smack to him and he talks down to me. And and then... Like, obviously, I'm a big fight fan, and, you know, and I've got a few, you know, cousins and mates that do it, so I just train with them here and there, and he just, you know, doesn't do much. He's not really into fighting, so I'm like, bro, I can knock you out, you know, even though I'm not as athletic as you or big as you, I reckon I've got the technique to you know, knock you out.
So did you, like, train? Or?
I did hard, like 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
My asthma, man. I got asthma, so it doesn't... I gassed out in, like, the first few seconds, but... Yeah, so yeah, we just...
I know the pain.
Yeah, we just talking smack, and then... I know, he got... Look, that got big. I don't know if you guys saw the video, but that backyard was...
Yeah, it was...
it
was decent, yeah.
So... Brandon... I love Brandon in a sense where he'll take something and just run with it. Like, the idea, like... That's why I like hanging out with him, because... Yeah, he'll have this idea and make it happen and make, like, just over exaggerate it in a good way, you know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't expect the things to happen. So yeah, I was always pretty hesitant, you know. I don't know, when I say something I just like, oh yeah, you know, I just talk a bit of smack, but when when it got sort of serious, he's like, let's do it then. I'm going to hold the event at my house in my backyard. Let's do it then. And then he started doing it. He made like a call out video. And I'm like, oh my God, this is serious. And people were reacting. And I'm like, oh my God. So I had to fire back, I'm not going to say in the shadows. I got too much pride, So I'm like, no, haha. I did my training video, booked in a date. And and then, I don't know, all said and done. I was on the floor,
Yeah, was there a bet to that of some sort?
There was a bet.
Yeah.
Do you want to explain what the bet was?
Yeah, so the loser had to get the other guy's names tatted on one's behind.
One's behind.
Tone
shift.
Yeah, so I had to get that. If you've seen the first episode of KOZY Chronicles, you'll see it there.
Or just on your Instagram.
Yeah, there's a lot of photos, there's a lot of TikToks, you know what I mean? But yeah, so, a bet's a bet. I'm a man of my word.
You did it.
He got me, man. He got me.
You did it. Yeah.
He got me on the ground. I'm not one of those guys who will go back on my word with anything. So if I place a bet, it's over. So, it's, I don't know. I have fun with all this stuff anyway. It's going to be memories at the end of the day.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I don't know.
What a sport.
I don't know why, but like this style of like font that I don't know who chose it.
The Rugrats.
I was thinking of Toy Story.
Oh yeah,
like it's like Andy written on the like. On the
That's. I sort of wanted to go that vibe.
Yeah, there you go.
I wanted it to be like sort of like, done like dumb. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Like not serious. Like when you see it, it's like it's a backyard job. You know what I mean? Like a tattoo that's on there, but. Yeah, so
so the person that did it, right? Because that was just like in someone's house.
Yeah, that was at my boy Sasha's house. Shout out him.
Was that actually a tattoo artist?
No, so Damon, he's actually trying to. He makes clothes and stuff. He's in that art world, but he's trying to become a tattoo artist.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And we all worked together at one point. So, first of all, I'm not going to pay for a tattoo of my especially
ideally not.
Of course,
No.
And like I've got a homie that does all my tattoos. Shout out dude, he's cool. He does all my work, but I don't know where it's just awkward. Like, oh hey bro, can you do something on my ass? Whereas like with the guy at work, with Damon at work, it's just like it's just all fun and games. Like it started at work, that was just a work thing, the fight, and then just articulate from there. So yeah, nah. I don't know what he's doing now, but hopefully he's doing something with tattoos. I don't know.
Yeah. Actually, I mean, it's on that topic as well, I suppose, a few things. One, like, this is a bit more visual, so anyone who's on, like, the audio side, well, I'll try and put up a photo somewhere. Yeah. But currently now, because you do have a few tattoos, do you have a favourite tattoo apart from the one on your ass, of course? I know that's got some love, but, like...
My favourite tattoo? Probably this Kakashi. So I don't. Do you guys?
Yes.
Naruto.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Fair enough, but he's like my favorite character in Naruto. So, I don't know. And
have you got a whole sleeve?
No, just a half.
Cool.
And then other than that, the KOZY logo for sure.
Oh, cool.
Nice. I
gotta have that. But definitely that one. That was cool.
That's a really cool.
I actually like all my tattoos, to be honest. I was gonna say this one, the butterfly and the caterpillar, because that's like.
Yeah.
It was my first album, like first single cover, Late Bloomer.
Yes.
Which we will not talk about because that is disgusting. Have you guys heard that one?
I have not.
Yeah, cool.
I can't say
I wiped that off.
Is it on? Because I was going to say it's not.
Yes.
I don't think I could see that.
That's not.
Oh. We've all got those.
You got one of those? Yeah. So, it was cool. I think, I just learned a lot from that experience, that Late Bloomer experience. Even just the butterfly, like the caterpillar turning into a butterfly. Yeah. That whole, that journey, I guess. Like, one blossoming, and one learning. So I think I take the Kakashi one back. This is my favourite one. Yeah. It means a lot.
Fair. Yeah,
it means a lot.
That makes sense.
And it's straight from the album cover too, which Kane designed, so.
Nice.
Oh, what do you know?
Yeah, there you go.
That works out. No, I was just going to say as well, I suppose on the YouTube topic as well, just to throw in a bit of an oddball question, you mentioned, like, I mean, a lot of the stuff you make with KOZY as well, I could see, like, that vlog type of style with regard to the way, the way you look at KOZY. You must be pretty versed in the YouTube space. Do you have any particular like YouTubers you like to watch, or anything particular?
Yeah,
like that?
YouTube's just something fun that I watch. I don't know. I just catch myself. I know it's just funny. Like it's raw. It's genuine. So I think that's why I sort of go to just watching YouTube, whereas compared to like watching Netflix or something.
Yeah. I'm very much the same.
Yeah, and just growing with like. Just seeing what other people are up to, because they're they're pretty much everyday guys that are doing crazy things, just with the camera, no big production, it's just them, it's just raw material. So I think that's why I like it. But in terms of people I watch, definitely like, have you heard of Philly and Chunks?
Yes.
From the UK?
Yes.
Oh my god! Yeah, they're crackers, man. I've been watching them. David Dobrik. I've been starting to get into him.
All right.
Oh, you know who I've been watching?
Who?
The Nelk Boys. Do you know who the Nelk Boys are?
Yes, actually, no. Yeah.
They're pranksters?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Steve Woodward, you know Steve
Steve
Woodward?
Yes.
Yeah, so that...
Yeah.
I'll let you take this.
Yeah, I'm across this.
Yeah,
across this. Yeah.
so like they're just funny. They're just pranksters.
Nah.
And I like that vibe because we're similar.
I see that congruency now. Now that you're saying like the people you're watching, I see like kind of how that translates into what you're doing.
Yeah.
A little bit, especially with KOZY and everything like that. I can kind of see that.
Yeah.
Those kind of lining up and being in congruence with each other. Like
Yeah.
100%. That's why I wanted to ask, because it seemed like you had just even the way you were presenting the content and everything like that. It felt like it had.
Yeah.
It felt like it had its place, and it seems like you're definitely a bit familiar with YouTube in some extent.
100%.
And I find that super interesting with artists now, because there's a lot of artists who, again, especially with the internet, have grown up on
exactly what I was
it
about to say,
and
yeah.
grew up with the internet and really influenced by it, and it kind of rubs off on the way they present themselves and everything they do. And I mean, like, there's an artist that comes from the US known as Pink Navel, who has like a very particular persona, talks a lot about the internet, and his whole thing is basically being like an internet, like basically like the internet man, like basically just talks about basically memes, podcasts and shit, and that's like his content. And it's super interesting to hear that, because it's so like his experience on the internet and growing up on it is translated through his music. And I think through the way you present yourself, the aesthetic of the people you work with, branding and stuff, it's very much a part of that. And I see it's really well translated into what you do.
And I think now more than ever, like I think audiences want, like, from their artists, like, just a sense of transparency, a sense of, like, fun in regards to, you know, just, like, social media presence and just, like, persona. I think people are really attracted. Even just someone like Lil Nas X, you know, and, like, the shit he posts on TikTok is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
But then he also has, like, really good music, and he also makes them both, like, go hand in hand. He'll, like, meme his own tracks, you know. And people just respond so well to that now. So I kind of see that in kind of the stuff you're doing.
Yeah, I think just to piggyback off what you guys were saying, like, the transparency is what I really wanted to, you know, what I really wanted my career to like showcase, I guess. From the jump, you know, I'm not here like trying to flex someone that I'm not. I'm not trying to be someone who I'm not, you know. Everything's out there. Even though I'm a bit of a cooker sometimes on the social media, that's just who I am. You don't like me or not.
Great.
I just say people love that though.
Hopefully they do. You know, hopefully I don't really. You know, I just post and I dip out of social media. I'm not on there too much. You know, it's only there for music purposes and having fun sometimes.
Yeah, totally. And that's healthy.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, I think, just who I am, like, on screen or within music is who I am out, like, here. Like, you know, just chilling out. And that's what I wanted to come across. I'm just me, like, you know, just be comfortable in your own skin. And that's where the whole KOZY things come from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I made the brand to be more than just a clothing brand. I sort of wanted it to be a movement, just to dive in deep, I guess. Like, I don't know if you noticed on the logo, but, you know, each letter's different color.
Yeah.
Each color's different color, and each letter's like slanted a bit differently. Sorry, my bad. And that's because that signifies, like, you know, everyone's just different to the person next to them. You know what I mean?
100%.
So being comfortable in your own skin, I think that's 100%. What the brand stands for, and that's what that's the narrative I'm trying to push.
100%.
You know, and that's it. So that's like, in terms of deeper message of the brand and me as a person, that's what I stand for. That's why I stand so highly for the whole KOZY thing, and that's why I care so much about the music and the thing, because that's the message I'm just trying to get across to the world. You know what I mean?
I think, like,
that was deep.
No.
Really I was
super interesting.
Yeah, like, for like, kind of on that topic as well, like, 'cause that's super important stuff. I mean, suppose as well, because you're Filipino, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
Growing up as kind of like a Filipino artist, shout out Filipino, shout out Ben Gerardo, another Filipino artist.
Really?
That's
Shout out Manny Pacquiao, man. You better win the election, bro. I'm trying to go. I'm trying to go home. Yeah, I'm trying to go home. He'd be cool. Imagine him as a president.
That's a while.
Some guy boxing you in and some president.
Pacquiao.
Yeah, 100%.
That'd be alright. But yeah, like, I suppose being a Filipino artist here in Melbourne and like, is there anything about that experience that stands out to you, just kind of as you are as an individual? Because again, you promote so much of being just the individual who you are, and, you know, your values and stuff, and you said you're a family man and all that stuff. Does that translate through your culture in a way? Like, do you find that's congruent?
100%. In terms of, like, I guess the carefree stuff and the having a fun and having a laugh, that definitely comes from my Aussie side, because I'm Australian at the end of the day. You know, I was born and raised here. Obviously, my nationality's Philo, but if you ask me like to label what I am, I'm Australian. You know?
Yeah.
True blue, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? But I think that's where that comes from. But in terms of the family values and the morals and looking after everyone around me, that's where the Filipino side comes in.
Yeah.
That's where that comes in. Because my parents have instilled. Yeah, I've been blessed with the best parents in the world. You know what I mean?
That's beautiful.
Like just I know. I shout out.
Shout out Matt's parents.
They
Shout out Matt's parents. We love you.
100%. They just taught instilled in me and my sister like just to work hard and don't forget where we came from. You know, even though I didn't live the life they did, they remind me where they came from every day, just to be grateful. You know.
Yeah.
And just having a roof over my head, having food on the table.
Totally.
You know, not many people have access to that at this point in time. You know? So that's why I shouldn't be. That's why I'm carefree as well, because I shouldn't be complaining about my life right now. Because you know.
Yeah.
I know there's a big like conversation in the world right now, like, no, that's your problem, you need to focus on that, but that's my coping mechanism, you know, whenever I'm like
gratitude,
if there's a hurdle in front of me, I just think about that and I'm like, nah, you know, just move on, you know, because there's no point, like people out there struggling and stuff, and I'm living a good life, you know, so I gotta be grateful, you know. So that's where the morals come in. Yeah. Definitely the Filipino side.
Thanks for speaking on that, because it's something I was thinking about myself, because especially like when you earlier on did mention like the idea of being kind of like family orientated, the way you treat your friends, the way you treat the people around you, and you get that sense, especially the way optimism rubs off you like no tomorrow. I just feel like that's really inbuilt there, and I kind of got that sense. So it's really interesting to hear that that's kind of where it does come from. Yeah,
definitely, you know. Yeah, definitely the Filipino side.
Yeah.
But no, it's cool.
But it's been super great to talk to you. This has been such a fun. This has been such a fun episode.
Yeah, it's been great to have you.
I'm glad glad you guys had a laugh with me.
We've been super keen to have you on, and again, you're a very natural speaker, very natural conversation.
Really, I thought I was a bit awkward, man.
No,
first one, don't judge me.
No,
don't run up those comments, man.
No, you've been so good. Like the conversation has just been like.
No, you guys make it easy, honestly. You credit to yourselves too. Don't forget that, because you know not many people doing what you guys are doing. You know, putting like up and coming artists like us, just giving us a platform. You know, so thank you.
We appreciate
that's
that.
What we're here to do.
Sure. And this is our first episode after a while, so we were like, we don't know how we're.
See, that's pressure now.
Yeah,
now people are gonna hate.
No, this is good because we need a good artist to start off our I guess our next era. This should be just like season 2 at this point.
At this point, we may as well. We might even move that into that. Might be a conversation we have actually, but
totally.
No, definitely a pleasure, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for coming around. We will conclude the episode here though. So again, everyone at home, thank you for listening in. Thank you for your patience over the COVID period.
And
like their stuff.
Okay. And follow Squid the Kid.
Follow at Squid the Kid.
We'll include everything in all the descriptions. So.
Shout out Ivy Music. Shout out Noam. Shout out everyone still watching. And again, thank you for bearing with us. Consistent episodes are now coming. We've got stuff in the works.
Lockdown's over, boys. Let's go.
Yeah, that's it. Congratulations, everyone. But yes, have a lovely afternoon, day, wherever you are in the world right now. And peace. Take care.
Yeah, be safe.
Yeah.